Hello my friends, and let's go straight to the eastern side of Ukraine, Donbass, and the north from the Bakhmut city. There is the Soledar town, and it's been under attack by the Russian forces. Luckily, Ukrainian army sent some of the reinforcements to that area and was able to withstand this railway station. So this morning Russians were able to take the railway station, but our guys fought back and now this station is under control by Ukrainian forces. And now I just want to zoom out to show you the situation in the recent 3 days. So yesterday it was like that, the day before yesterday and 3 days ago, as you can see, Russia took quite a lot of the territories. They found out the gap in Ukrainian defense and Ukraine was forced to send new reinforcements to that area. I wouldn't say that this operation is the failure from Ukrainian side, because Russians throw everything they had on the north part from the Bakhmut city and also send the reinforcements from the previous attack vector that was straight to Bakhmut, and probably they had so many losses that they decided to try to get at least Soledar under their control. And since Soledar, I think, is less protected compared to Bakhmut, we had some of the losses. We lost to Bakhmutske and the enemy is very close to Bidhorne over here. Whether we'll take all of the territories that we lost in the recent 3 days, obviously, but not in nearby future, unfortunately. Because the main task for Ukrainian army is to protect the Bakhmut city, the Soledar is not that important compared to Bakhmut. And before we analyze the tactical map, let me announce you the sponsor of today's video. I used to fly a lot, then you travel that much, sometimes you lose connections with your favorite websites, internet platforms, or even streaming services. Each country has its own policy and sometimes it may ban your favorite services. That is why Atlas VPN helps me a lot. Then I turn it on, I change my virtual location and I can open any kind of websites and get the access to my favorite series. For example, now I watch Friends series, they have fantastic dialogues, perfect for me to study English. And you know, after my aviation YouTube channel was hacked, I really started to value security. That is why Atlas VPN is the best out there, because it uses the military standard encryption protocols. It is must-have in our modern society. Then you use the public Wi-Fi services, and not only. Atlas VPN has the device security monitoring feature, and it will warn you if someone will try to break through your device. Guys, it's your last chance to grab the unique proposal, the Christmas deal from the Atlas VPN, where you can have the Atlas VPN Premium for $170 per month with a 30-day money-back guarantee, together with 6 months for free, and together it is 85% discount from the original price. You may get it by clicking my personal link in the video description just below. Hurry up, because the Christmas deal is time limited, and join the club. Okay guys, here you can see the 4 attack directions, one straight to the city, the other one to Bidhorne, and the other one to Krasnohora, and the main one for Russia is to take the Soledar under their control. The main force that they use is the Wagner private military group. So here we have 2 of the units or battalions of the Wagner soldiers. And this tactical map shows less Russian controlled territory compared to the deep state. So according to the deep state, Russia is very close, almost to Bidhorne, and here this territory is under control by the Russian forces, almost surrounding the Soledar. But on the tactical map you see that they just went to the main railway station of Soledar, but as we know from the recent information, our forces fought back and Russians were forced to retreat from the territory of the railway station. And as you can see, we already have the 128th Brigade, we have extra forces that were sent from the south, from this part, and also artillery helps to fight back and cover our guys who are on a counterattack, small ones so far in the Soledar city. And Russian forces may have some of the success still in Soledar and that north area, but their forces would be just exhausted. And if we speak about the possible attack on the Bakhmut from the north side, with the current Russian resources, they need to throw more forces to that area for the successful attack on the Bakhmut. Bakhmut, and those forces should be brand new because currently they'll have severe losses with the group that they have deployed in that area. And today I published on the Telegram the view of the field near to Bakhmut. The picture was taken somewhere on the eastern side from the Bakhmut area, and all of the fields was covered with the bodies of the Wagner soldiers. The view is absolutely terrible. I cannot publish it on YouTube. Again, it's like terrible to watch of how low the cost of the human lives for the Russian Federation. And this short video came from today. Our guys in Soledar, they are fighting, protecting the area, and Russians actually entered the city. And here's the picture showing the full development of the situation. I hope that you can see it, so you can see the movement of the Russian army towards Bakhmutsk. They successfully took this small town, and Soledar is now being encircled by the Russian forces. So compared to the tactical map, you can see that Russia went very deep on the north side from the Soledar, and they move very fast. So Ukraine sent the reinforcements to that area. 46th Brigade and 128th Brigade was reinforced, and now we push Russians back a little, but still they took quite a lot of the territories recently, and Ukraine, I hope, will be able to put the new defense lines very close to the Soledar city, or maybe this time in the city itself. We got the information that the last night Russia sent 800 soldiers to the Belarusian territory, and for the recent 3 days totally they sent around 1,600 soldiers. They also sent the weaponry there and mostly the armored vehicles and trucks, but still the number of the current Russian forces in Belarus is not enough to invade Kiev or any kind of the territory of Ukraine from the north. Probably Belarusia may join it, but totally also not enough to invade the part of Ukraine, and we were able to build the defense lines on the north side of our country. However, as you can see, little by little they continue to send their forces, mostly during the night time, and in future, maybe in 2 months, probably they would be ready for one more attack. But for that, they need to announce one more wave of mobilization, and we expect it to happen this month. And United States Pentagon officials say that Putin just destroyed the ceasefire that he announced 2 days ago. If you look at the situation on the front lines, the only side that was on the fence during the recent 2 days is the Russian Federation. So never trust Russia when they speak about the peace agreements or ceasefire. The only way for them to finish this war is to take their forces away from sovereign Ukrainian territory. But according to the British intelligence resources, Russia is not planning to withdraw their forces from Ukraine. And that's why the only side that may finish this war is Ukraine. Then we'll have enough weaponry, we're gonna free our territory from the Russian occupiers. As I see it, it's the only way out, unfortunately, because the counterattack brings more losses for Ukraine and also for Russia. And this month, the specialists from Ukrainian army will be sent for the Patriot training program. As you can see, it's happening very fast, and probably they will go to United States as well as to Germany. About the Leopard tanks, Finland already said that they may send those to Ukraine, but it should be agreed by other European nations. Here we speak about Finland, Poland and Germany. Those countries may send those tanks to Ukrainian army, I think in 2 months or something. And I'm 100% sure that delivery of those tanks to Ukraine will happen, and not just tanks, we're gonna receive even airplanes in the future, hopefully this year. United States officials say that there are no any signs that Ukrainian war may finish in a nearby few months, and the support of Ukraine will continue until the war is over. The tweet from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry: Abrams or Leopard, what's your bet? I would bet on Leopard, because Abrams tanks are not that easy to maintain compared to Leopard tanks, and the manufacturer of the Leopard tanks, Germany, is very close to Ukraine, so you don't need to have those long supply lines for the spare parts. Plus we have good neighbors as Poland, the country that has Leopard tanks in their army, and probably they also may have some of the facilities to man those tanks. Because without the proper maintenance, supply lines and infrastructure to support those tanks, tanks, those tanks are just useless. And for Abrams, it's much harder to achieve. That is why I bet on Leopard, and that is why we have some of the talks about the Leopard tanks. The Deep State map resource that I use for my videos got fantastic analysis of what is happening on the front lines. They matched the videos from the front lines that were leaked to the social media with the current map. So for you, it's much easier to understand what is happening on the front lines. And you may check the videos on the Telegram. Here I will not publish them. And from this post, you may see that Ukrainian army still controls the Soledar, but the Russian propaganda media already announced that the Russian army took the city under their control, which is not true. And as I say to you, Ukrainian army was able to retake the railway station over here. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation in Ukraine, and don't forget to check the link for the Atlas VPN, the best VPN out there. They have the limited proposition for the Christmas deal, so hurry up to join the club. The link is in the description, and I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.